Hey, hello, I am Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with FantasySixPack.net to talk about Sunday Night Football. And boy, oh boy, do we have a banger, as the young kids say. The Dallas Cowboys head to the coast to take on the San Francisco 49ers promptly at 8:20 p.m. And there is just so much to like about this game, and we're going to get to it, but I'm going to keep it under 10 to 12 minutes, which means it won't be under 10 to 12 minutes. Let's start with the over-under. Sits at about 45 points. I think that one is just blasted out into the sea, out into Alcatraz. I know that's vacant over there by the Golden Gate Bridge. Right now, Dallas 3-1, San Francisco one of only two teams that are left undefeated. And when you look at this one, San Francisco, as I said, Philly, the other undefeated team so far. But realistically, San Francisco hasn't faced a challenge as of yet. And tonight, Dallas will pose a threat to that undefeated streak. I'll give you the final score at the end this time because it isn't as quick and easy as the last video we did with the Chiefs and the New York Jets, if I'm not mistaken. Before I get into all that, make sure you go to the website at fantasysixpack.net and join in on what we're doing here. I mean, we have show after show. There's articles out published every day of the week, including my bottom of the barrel stuff, which has gone crazy. The players are just going nuts. The rankers, everybody here at Fantasy Six Pack has a role to play, and they're playing it to perfection. If we were in the Actors Guild or the whatever you call that, every one of us would deserve an Academy Award because that is how good the work is and everything that's going on here at Fantasy Six Pack. And you can get all of this for as low as $9.99 a month. It is realistically a no-brainer. And as you can tell, I am amped up. I am hyped up to talk about this game. So let's do it. 2 minutes in, let's talk about it. Dallas plays San Francisco. As I said, kickoff is at 8:20. You'll get Carrie Underwood singing. That'll be great. What color dress is she going to wear? I'm sure you can bet on that. Who cares? Over under, as I said, 45. We can throw that out the window. That is going to be completely obliterated. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. And first and foremost, let's talk about Dak. In San Francisco right now, Frisco 8th overall against opposing quarterbacks, and San Francisco they're so damn good. I paused because I didn't want to swear. I didn't want to say the F word, and I didn't want to do something weird because I got in trouble live this morning on the broadcast, and we go from there. But San Francisco gets to the quarterback, and Dak is going to be running for his life. But again, Dak Prescott got paid a ton of dough. He is America's quarterback, America's team. What can he do? 14 grand on FanDuel, 9.6 on DK, $26 on Yahoo, 24 to 25 completions, around 250 yards, and I think he's good for 2 touchdown passes. And I'm looking at around 10 to 15 yards on the ground for Dak. When we look at Brock Purdy, remember a few weeks ago, what's all the fuss about? That is over. Brock Purdy is a professional starting quarterback now, and I think he's a damn good starting quarterback. And yes, it does help that you have Christian McCaffrey to the left of you, to the right of you, behind you to just flick the football to, and boom, he takes it to the house. But right now, Dallas just as good at getting to the quarterback as San Francisco is. Actually, Dallas is better, way better. They're second overall. But as we've seen anything, Brock Purdy, his release is unbelievably quick. 2.3 seconds, 2.8 seconds. So to me, Dallas is going to have to make adjustments. They're going to have to stunt around, and we know that they will. But Brock Purdy, 14.5 on FanDuel, 9.4 on DK, $28 on Yahoo. Look for Brock Purdy, 23 to 24 completions, 280 yards, 2 to 3 carries for 10 yards. And I believe Brock Purdy is good for 2 touchdowns as well. Are they both to Christian McCaffrey? We shall see. But both quarterbacks are absolutely in play tonight. When we look at the running backs, it's weird, right? It's Christian McCaffrey, it's Tony Pollard, and boom, we can move on. Briefly, I'll give you Christian McCaffrey and Tony P stats and statistics here. But Tony P, 16, 17 carries, 75 yards. He'll score a touchdown. 4 to 5 carries, 35 yards on the ground. Christian McCaffrey, Dallas, first overall against opposing running backs. But Christian McCaffrey isn't your typical running back. He is a Swiss Army. I mean, he is better than a Swiss Army knife. He does whatever you need him to do. So when you say that Dallas is first overall DVP wise against running backs, you can you can just dismiss that altogether. He's a running back. He's a wide receiver. He's a tight end. He's a quarterback. Christian McCaffrey lines up everywhere and does everything you need from a running back. 16, 17 carries from this guy, 85 to 90 yards. He will find the end zone on the ground. He will find the end zone in the air. I'm thinking 5-6 receptions, 45 yards, and as I said, that touchdown. Both guys are going to cost you a ton of dough. I'll save you the time. You can look at the graphic. Boom, there we go. When we look at some of the other running backs here, there's not much to like. Jordan Mason, Kyle Juszczyk. Is this going to be one of those games where Kyle Juszczyk finds the end zone? He gets one carry, one touchdown, 1 yard, and boom, that's all we get. He's 5.5 on FanDuel, 400 on DK, $10 on Yahoo. To me, in DFS terms, right, that's what this video is about. If you're going to max enter contest, sure. But Kyle Juszczyk, to me, makes for a better anytime touchdown bet than anything that he finds the end zone. So book that one, and we'll go from there. When we look at the other Dallas running backs, Rico, Deuce Vaughn, I would prefer Deuce Vaughn, right? Because when you look at Deuce, he's tiny. He's going to get a little bit more action because Dallas is beat up on offense, on some of their offensive skill positions. So give me Deuce Vaughn. Give me the little guy, 2 to 3 carries, 10 yards, 1 or 2 receptions, another 10 yards. So you're saying, Chris, you're going to go out of your way to mention Deuce Vaughn, and you got him for like 20 total yards. Well, again, it would be crazy of me to say, yeah, Deuce Vaughn here right in front of you, I'm going to project him to put up 80 yards and score a touchdown. If that happens, that would be beautiful, but I have to be somewhat reasonable in these videos. I'm just here to tell you, make sure you pay attention to Deuce Vaughn tonight in your DFS lineups. When we look at the wide receivers, again, now we're talking CeeDee Lamb. You get a little bit of Debo, Ayuk. Where are we going there? When you look at CeeDee Lamb, Frisco 20th overall against opposing wide receivers. Lamb 13K on FanDuel, 10 grand on DraftKings, $27 on Yahoo, 9 to 10 targets, 7 to 8 receptions, 80 yards. I think Lamb gets a carry or two. We're looking at 10, 15 yards, fingers crossed, on some end around. Maybe, Lamb takes it 25 to 30 yards on the ground, something weird along those lines. Brandon Cooks, Cavante Turpin, Michael Gallup, where are we going? Or even Jalen Tolbert as well. I got a little red dot next to Turpin's name on my notes here, and I'll share these about an hour before kickoff here. But when you look at Turpin, I've read all these reports that they want to get him more involved because when he is in space, the dude is dangerous, right? So why wouldn't you implement that on the offensive side of things, right? If he's returning kicks or punts, that's one thing. That's special teams, obviously. But why can't you throw him a screen pass and let him make people miss? So to me, Cavante Turpin is one of my favorite plays of the night. MVP captain spot material, that might be a little ambitious, but he will be in a lot of my lineups. Turpin, only 6.5 on FanDuel, 14 hundo on DK, bare minimum $10 on Yahoo. Brandon Cooks, again, they need to get him rolling. They need to get him going. Same thing with Michael Gallup. You're free and clear to choose whichever way you want to go. I'll give you guys and girls, both of their projections are what I think they're going to do. When you look at Cooks, 5 to 6 targets, 4 to 5 receptions, 45 to 50 yards. Michael Gallup, 5 to 6 targets, 3 to 4 receptions, 35 to 40 yards. So you're looking at around the same kind of production here, but Michael Gallup is a little bit cheap. Actually, no, Gallup is $500 more expensive on FanDuel, but on DraftKings, Gallup is cheaper. So if you play FanDuel, I would run with Cooks. If you play on DK, I would run with Gallup. Jalen Tolbert, another guy just to throw in the mix, just in case, right? If you're gonna top how can I put this? If you're going to go heavy-handed at the top of your entry, meaning CMC and Tony Pollard, you're going to have to place in some other guys there. And to be fair, Jalen Tolbert is okay. Again, I would prefer Turpin in that case and Deuce Vaughn. When we look at the San Francisco 49ers wide receivers, Ayuk, Debo, Jennings, Ray, Ronnie Bell, go blue. What are we going to do there? Clearly, it's Ayuk and Debo's world. We're just living in it. I would prefer Ayuk. When you look at Dallas right now, 4th overall against opposing wide receivers, but what we've noticed with San Francisco and Brock Purdy and this coaching staff, they're very good at getting Debo in spots and spaces that would benefit him the most when he gets the football. Ayuk, he is your more traditional wide receiver, right? Run a route, you be there, the ball will be there, you catch it and run. So when you look at Ayuk, he's $15,000 on FanDuel, 8-4 on DK, $21 on Yahoo, 8 to 9 targets, 6 to 7 receptions, 85 to 90 yards. Ayuk, $15,000 even, Debo, 12-5 on FanDuel, and he is only, 7-6 on DK and Debo, $21 on Yahoo, 7-8 targets, 5 to 6 receptions, about 80 yards. But the difference is with Debo, you're going to get 2 to 3 carries for around 15 to 20 yards here. So to me, there's a case to be made where you can put both guys in the same lineup here, and we'll move on. Jennings, I'm good with. Ray, we're good at. Ronnie Bell got a little red dot by his name as well, just like I have with Turpin, just like I have with Deuce Vaughn. Ronnie Bell, when you look up his projections, you're going to see like zeros across the board because Debo is healthy, right? Ayuk is healthy. Well, Debo has a questionable tag next to his name, but he will play. But to me, Ronnie Bell is just going to be like that 1 or 2 splash plays, 1 catch for 35 yards or 2 catches for, an equal like 40 or 50 yards if we're lucky, fingers crossed. Again, the little red dot is just like kind of a lineup filler if you're going to go top heavy, as I said, with the studs at the top, CMC, Lamb, and what's his name? Tony Pollard. You're going to need guys like Turpin, Ronnie Bell, and we go from there. When we go to the tight ends, it's Jake Ferguson, it's George Kittle. I don't really mind one way or another. When you look at Ferguson, 5 to 6 targets, 4 to 5 receptions, 45 to 50 yards. George Kittle, 6 to 7 targets, 4 to 5 receptions, 60 yards. Is this a game here where Purdy can get the ball to Kittle 6 to 7 targets? Kittle catches 4 or 5 of those and carries a couple defensive backs on his back into the end zone. That could happen as well. Anything is possible. When we look at the DSTs here, again, my final score isn't really conducive to DSTs, but again, it doesn't matter if it's 70 to 20 like the Miami game a few weeks ago. We're looking for sacks, interceptions, things along those lines. And again, I would prefer the 49ers in this case, 1 to 2 sacks. I think Dak makes a mistake or two, meaning an interception. Does he fumble? San Francisco will recover said fake fumble that we don't even know that if that'll happen. And when we look at the kickers here, Brandon Aubrey or the rookie Jake Moody here, same thing goes there. You're free and clear to choose which way you want, but I would go with Jake Moody just based on my final score. I have some recent betting trends. Let me give you those ones. I'll get my pad closer here. Dallas 5-4-1 against the spread their last 10 games. Dallas 2-4-1 against the spread their last 7 games on the road. San Francisco 7-3 against the spread their last 10 games. In San Francisco 6-0 against the spread their last 6 games at home. This game is at home, so could they be 7-0 against the spread their last 7 games at home? And I am going to say yes, because San Francisco wins this game 31-28 in what should be an unbelievably fun game to watch on Sunday Night Football. Us East Coast dads, single guys, bachelors, whatever, women, you're single, you're married, you want to stay up late, this is the time to do it because this game is going to be fantastic. The spread in this one, however, wherever you can get it, is Dallas plus 3.5. So if you do the math, the final score, Frisco 31-28, and if you add on 3.5 points to Dallas, you're looking at a 31-31.5 final. So Dallas will win if you take the points. You're free and clear to do what you want, but I'm just here to give you you DFS advice. Give me San Francisco to win this one, 31-28. Be good, be safe. Thank you for all the love and support of my bottom of the barrel articles, all my single game slate videos, everything that you've done for me so far here at Six Pack. I've been very grateful for everything that you've given me so far. So be good, be safe, and I'll see you again tomorrow for Monday Night Football. Until then, be good. I'll talk to you later. Frisco wins this one 31-28 in what will be a damn good game. Good night.